So since my IQ is equal to a hardwood floor, I wanted to try to beat Borderlands 3 with tasers only. For this run, I cannot use my action skill, grenades, class mods, or relics throughout the entire game. I chose Amara for the extra elemental damage and since she can do to my enemies, what a priest does to little boys when their parents aren't looking. I watched Claptrap get sucked through a door and proceeded to slide kick everything in my way. I would have slapped them, but everybody knows that shit stains. I was then tasked with killing a bunch of easy enemies and saved Vaughn and got a little too close to his ball sack. As I was inappropriately touching Skags, I got my first taser and the run had really begun. I stole a car and made my way to the Holy Broadcast Center and electrocuted everyone. I got to Mouthpiece and shot my load in his face many times until he died. My encounter with Tennis went a little something like this.
I recommend facing away from me.
I got a new taser from saving Lilith, and then I was off to Promethea, where I proceeded to cause brain damage to everything and everyone who stood between me and Lorelei. I made my way through the courtyard and met up with my Tinder date Reese, and he showed me just how sexual he can be using only his mustache, and he convinced me to meet up with his agent. I got to his agent and figured out he's actually the Black Power Ranger. I sodomized some enemies, got Zero his sword upgrade, and then I was bribed into killing Gigamine for some free V-Bucks. Next up was Athenas, where I watched a how to do the split tutorial, and me getting to Maya was nothing short of a prank gone wrong, gone sexual. I killed a bounty target for some extra XP, and skipped the part with Ava in it because, let's be honest, no one wants to see that. I got to Captain Crunch and showed him that he does not contribute to a healthy and balanced breakfast. In the Skywell, I just wanted this area over with, so I sped through it and tried to speed through Katagawa Ball, but I died, resulting in losing about 15 minutes of my life. I managed to fondle Katagawa's ball just right the second time around, resulting in me acquiring a key fragment. I got to the Atlas HQ, got to Reese's office and killed Katagawa, which was actually pretty easy. Made my way through the next level, penetrated some guardians, and got to the Rampager. The two first phases went pretty well, but the last phase was as enjoyable as running barefoot through a hallway full of Legos. This final phase alone took about 20 minutes. He would resist to fire damage, resulting in me having to use my level 2 electric taser, which did as much damage as a strawberry flavored condom. I finally managed to kill him with a few well-placed shots up his ass, acquired 2 new tasers, and watched a funny cutscene. On Eden 6, I met up with the owner of this sex lodge, and he tasked me with rescuing Hammerlock. I went to the Anvil, met up with Brick and Tina, and up next was the Warden, which took longer than it should have, since he kept evolving until he got to his max form, where I proceeded to kill him pretty easily. I saved Hammerlock and got to the Jacob's Manor, and I just penetrated my way through all the enemies. Now it was time for the most boring area of the game, the part with Clay and Reliance, so I'm going to keep it brief. I broke into a prison, killed a dinosaur to save Ice-T, killed Genevieve, shot rogue marks with my taser, tracked Archimedes, killed Archimedes, got a key fragment in the manor, and then finally I got to Aurelia and I killed her in about 8 minutes. I was finally almost done with Eden 6. All that was left was killing Grave Ward, which took me almost an hour to do, by the way. But I ended up killing him and telling him that this is my swamp. I met back up with Vaughn and he told me that to gain access to the adult section of Carnivora, I would need to steal a golden truck. I got inside, tried to save Tanis, but Carnivora, being the bitch she is, ran away. I stalled it, killed the reinforcements and pushed my way through until I got to the Incestizer 9000. And like all the other boss fights except the Rampager, this fight was as easy as kidnapping a child, by luring him with Fortnite skins. I got Tannis her upgrade thingy, making her able to destroy the turrets. I assaulted the stronghold and got to Troy. Troy was pretty easy. I just tased him in the face while dodging his balls pretty much during the entire fight. Finally, I made it to Necro de Feo, where I met up with my favorite fat midget, Jesus de Leon. I proceeded to slap some ass and suck some cock until I got to General Cumstain and made him choke on all that shit he talks. Typhon told me some very inappropriate things, so I reciprocated by trying to dig up his buried wife. I plugged up Tannis and watched Daddy die before entering the final fight with Tyreen. I killed her after about 30 minutes of pain, and I had successfully completed the game using nothing but tasers. This is the build I was using. Here's the gear. And in case you were wondering, this challenge took me 17 hours to complete. So yeah, thanks for watching.